Hey guys, I'm JT from Max Inc. Today we're going to be having a look at the INNOVV K2 dashcam system. This is one thing everybody's starting to fit on their bikes. Works well with insurance. You happen to be in an accident, you've got footage of what's happened. This one includes a front and rear camera. Both of them shoot in 1080 Full HD, 30 frames per second. Initially it looks like a really good system. Build quality is amazing. One thing that this is unique to this that I haven't seen before is support for two 56GB cards. That alone tells me the technology in this is quite advanced. It is app-based. You can have live viewing on this as well. We're going to be doing a test and a review, a live world review on this as well. For now, I'm going to be doing an unbox and maybe talk about some of the features. Here it is. Let's have a look at what's in the box. Okay, a very sleek system. Let's just have a look how this is going to come out. Right. Ooh. A whole bunch of goodies in there. Right, let me put this one side. Okay, this is your DVR. It's got its own power button as well. I see it's pre-assigned. Your cameras will just directly plug in there. This is IP65 rated, which means it will handle most weather conditions you throw at it. I know the cameras are actually IP67 rated, which is really good. See, it's got a little film on there protecting the lens. Now, the first thing you'll notice is the quality of the materials. This is really high quality stuff, and you can have it all the. Look at all the O-rings that are sealing the unit. It's a really solid unit. You can see this is not a afterthought or a cheap type product. So you got the one camera there. We've got the, let me try to put everything where you can see it. Here we got the other camera. I can see the one cable is longer than the other. We'll have a look on the specs and see exactly how long they are. We've then got a mounting system. We've got a power supply. Wow, that's pretty heavy for a little thing. I see it is fused as well, and it's got a plug on it that's going to match one of these plugs. Here's the the GPS unit. That's IP67 rated as well. You can just see the build quality is really good, and this is like iPhone quality type stuff. Here we got some more installs, some adhesive pads. These are locators for the cameras. Oh, this is quite cool. So here we have a little card reader, which is going to come in handy. So you can actually take out the card. I just went and bought one. I couldn't find a 256. I bought a 128. This is a class 10 card. Make sure you always get the highest speed card that you can get. That's what I got today. I think that'll be fine for the test. And I see they actually give you a little card reader as well. Let's have a look at the instructions. Okay, cool. So the instructions are in full color. Let's have a look at what the mounting kit is like. See, we've got a couple of rubbers there for vibration. We've got a little L bracket. Okay, so essentially this, oh, I see here's a little protector. This will go over the camera like that. You'll put this around there, which clips quite nicely around the camera. Obviously we've got to put that in its correct place, and then you're going to have this little block here. This is what's going to connect either to the L bracket or somewhere on your bike, and it'll be a front and rear. So that's it. We've got the DVR unit, the GPS, two cameras. We've even got little cable stays. What else is there in the box? There's a card reader, and I see there's even a little sticker that you can put on your wherever you want to put it. Right, so that's it for what's in the box. We're going to be doing a quick install as well, and let's see how it goes. Right, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and mount it here. Remember to try and mount it on the right hand side of the bike so you can face oncoming traffic. I already have the Max Ink spotlight installed, and I thought, well, if I can mount this block here, use that to hold the spot, that mounts on there, then that could be a pretty neat install out of the way. I don't have to be adding brackets anywhere else. We don't have much space anywhere else, so I think I'm going to try and make this system work. Obviously, once it's in, you will be able to adjust that as well, and you'll obviously be able to rotate it as well. So I'm just gonna lightly tighten it for now, so that it's more or less, it's already pretty tight, just with a little nip, so that it's in space. I'm now gonna run this cable together with the spot cable. I'm gonna run it up the bike and just follow a path around the back. I'll show you how I'm gonna do that as well. So I've run the cable, these panels have been removed. The cable is going to run underneath through the side of the bike to the back. The next thing we're going to put in is the GPS unit. This is going to give you your location as well as telemetry that will be on screen. So this has to face skyward, in other words up. So I think the best place is a panel that comes across here. While I'm here, I'm going to join these two wires, let them run together, and I'm going to mount it just up here so it faces upward. I can run the cable back underneath as well, and that's where it's all neat and out the way as well. Make sure once you pull the cable through, always try and find the best route. Make sure it's not kinking, pinching anywhere, otherwise you're going to have a problem. So I'm going to do this next and show you the final product. So this is where both my cables are coming out. I'm going to tuck them behind the frame. There's already another cable there. So we're going to push it behind there, tuck them in there, and it's going to come out behind the seat. That's where we're going to put the DVR module, and that's where this is all going to plug in, the one camera and the GPS unit. This way you don't have to remove the tank or anything like that. I don't believe in doing a whole lot of that. We'll just tuck it in nicely and make sure it comes out the back here, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so what I've done over here is exactly the same. These two little bolts that come out from underneath the top box, one of them was long enough that I can just put the mounting bracket onto. Let's put a little bit of Loctite on there, and that's going to be my placement for the camera. We're going to now mount the camera and then see how we're going to run the cable. I have more or less an idea. Always check that out first. I have an idea how we're going to do that, but let's mount this camera and then worry about the cable. Ready to install. Again, make sure that the logo faces the top. I'm only going to Loctite the one side, so I can rotate the camera, actual camera, if I have to, and I can also adjust the height so the bike is on the center stand, so I can make sure the bike is level. I'll need to run the cable. There's a little groove right underneath here. I've decided I'm going to tuck the cable in here, and the groove carries on all the way till down here, and I'm then going to put it in from underneath, let the cable come out the top there. But we need the cable to stay there, so the best way to do that is to run some hot glue all the way down here to make sure that it stays in place. So I want to mount a DVR where it's easily accessible. Here's the unit here, so I'm planning on mounting it back here. So I can easily mount or connect the cameras and get out the memory card when I need to. So the memory card will go in here. And I've got it right here, so let's, what does it say? Is it this way? Let's have a look. It should spring in. There we go. That seals up. I see there is a reset button over there as well. This little connection here is actually a programming connection, but if you connect your power bank to the unit and the cameras to the unit will come on, and you can synchronize with your app, and you can do your settings and so on. You can do all of that actually before you mount the unit onto your bike, which is pretty cool. So for now, I'm planning on mounting the unit here somewhere. Here's all my cables that we've now run. We've got the rear camera, front camera, and the GPS unit, and they can all only go into one place. So I'm going to connect all of that up. I'm going to neaten the wires and then see exactly where I can place this. Okay, so the unit, you'll see there's an F and an R. Obviously that's a front camera and rear camera. So I'm going to look for my front camera, which is coming out of over here. This is my front camera, so that's going to connect in there. My rear camera, that'll be my rear camera. This side here, this will connect to the GPS unit. So that goes on there. You'll see there's an O-ring over there as well, and that'll just tighten up there. And the only thing I'm left with, which I've left for last obviously, is your power connector. So what I want to do now is neaten up these cables and maybe zip tie them so it's a little bit neater. So the next job is to install the little power supply. One wire will connect directly to the PVR or DVR. We've got a constant battery cable. This will go directly to the battery, and a negative which you can connect to the earth of the bike or directly to the battery as well. The yellow wire is for your ignition on. this yellow wire, I've run an ignition on already, which is this blue wire. I'm going to connect it to that. Now, I don't necessarily want to mount this DVR fixed. This is what this adhesive tape is for, to mount it somewhere. I want it flexible so that I can take out my card, remove the unit for whatever reason, and I'm going to show you another way to fix it. But I do want this fixed, and I've got a nice little spot over here where I can fix it. So I'm actually going to use some of this tape, and I'm going to just measure it more or less. So the next job is just to connect this to this, which is my ignition source. I'm going to put a ring terminal on here. You'll see I've taken the battery cover off so that I can run these cables nicely, and put this somewhere so that I can connect that to the battery. And I'm going to do the same. This one's pretty easy. This one's right here. I'm just going to terminate them, put the little ring terminals in them, and connect them to the battery. So that's the next job. Took the original foam packaging that it came in, which is really good. Now I've made some additional cutouts, quite rudimentary, but it's going to work, and that'll allow me just to pop that in there and place it in there. I mean, it's not a cheap unit, so at least it'll be pretty secure by staying in there. That's not going to go anywhere really. I've still got access to my toolkit. I need to get to it, and that stays in there. So we've all wired up. Let's see if it comes on. There is going to be a delay, so it's going to allow for your fuel injection to power up and all the rest of it. Possibly even start the bike. Once of all those surges have been happened, the kit should then come on. There we go. So we now have a green light that it's recording. I have popped the memory card in there. We've got a Wi-Fi signal. That means you can now connect the app to the unit, and you can change all the settings. I haven't done that yet. I'm not going to cover that here. And there's your GPS telling you that you possibly have a GPS signal as well. You could also turn the unit off there if you wanted to, but obviously when you turn off the ignition, it's going to just switch the unit off. So I'm going to do that now. Ignition off, and there's probably going to be a short delay again, and then the unit will power down. The one nice thing about this unit is it does have an internal battery. So there's a setting that you can set on the app. Should your bike be stationary and the unit off, and the bike gets bumped for some reason, it automatically comes on and starts recording. So you can hopefully record whoever bumped your bike. So that's the final install. We've got our unit in, it's all connected, everything buttoned up, neatened up. I think it came out pretty okay. And I've done it in such a way that I can remove the unit should I want to put it in another bike or not like the unit for some reason. We are still going to test it, but that's it.